Hi everyone, just wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit about converting from standard form of a quadratic function to vertex form of a quadratic function. So in the past, we did convert from vertex to standard, and that was relatively straightforward, right? We just had to multiply it out. This way, as we said, was going to be a little bit harder, but it really just comes down to completing the square. So what we're going to do is we're going to complete the square. So I'm going to do the same process I did on the other one, where I moved the constant term to the other side. If you happen to be doing something like delta math, they don't move it to the other side, but I think sometimes it gets a little bit confusing if you don't. So then I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to do 6 over 2, which is 3. 3 squared equals 9. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. So y plus 2 plus 9 is equal to x squared plus 6x, plus 9. So this would be y plus 11 is equal to, we know this is x plus 3 squared. I'm going to subtract that. And there you have it. This is vertex form, right? Where -3, -11 as my vertex. So it looks like it's going to be more complicated than it actually is, but really you're just coming down to completing the square, all right? And that's a skill that we're going to be working on throughout this whole time. So as you can see here, what I mean, they just add the 9 and subtract the 9 from the same side. I find that a little bit confusing sometimes. I like to move it over just so that way I don't lose track. All right. Oop, wrong button. Okay, so now let's deal with a problem like this. We'll do one more for good measure. Now, as you can see here, the reason I'm specifically talking about this is, my b is a negative. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract the 8 from both sides again. So I get y minus 8 is equal to x squared minus 3x. So now I need -3 over 2, which is just -3 over 2. I'm going to leave it as a fraction. You could use it as a decimal, but I personally prefer it as a fraction. I'm going to square it now. -3 over 2 squared is equal to 9 over 4. This is a very common one for you to get, 9 over 4, because you're dealing with, you're dealing with you're dividing by 2, right? So it's very common that's over 4. So I'm going to add the 9 over 4 to both sides. Now, because we were completing the square, we know this side is just going to be x plus this squared. So this is x minus 3 over 2 squared. Now, dealing with this side, I got to put the 8 over 4, so that's going to be -32 over 4 plus 9 over 4, which appears to be, what's that, -23, 23 over 4. So I end up with y minus 23 over 4 is equal to x minus 3 over 2 squared. So y is equal to x minus 3 over 2 squared plus 23 over 4. All right. All I'm doing is I am completing the square. Over 2. The same way I've been doing. It's just the only annoying thing is we don't have an even number. Okay, let's submit, make sure we did that correctly, and we are good. You'll see they did it with decimals, but I prefer to use it with fractions. I find it easier. You might disagree with me on that, but I personally find it easier as fractions. All right, well, let me know if you have any questions, and have a great day.